Yo, what is good, family? Hope you all are having an amazing day. In today's video, we're gonna break down the setups we had today on the live analysis session with the private group of students in English, and also the setups we had on the swing system to basically update y'all about all of these ideas. So first of all, today on the London Open, we had this beautiful short. We also broke down the setups from Sydney, Tokyo, Madrid Open. But yeah, let's go over the setup that we actually took live on the session, because the others are just back testing, as obviously I'm not executing all sessions every single day. But I just covered them because I understand people, and I have students that cover all or at least some of the sessions. But yeah, basically at 9 a.m. we had this specific price action, and I was looking at the price in this way. We had this high, this higher low, and this higher high. And then we had this as the internal BOS, as the low relevant BOS. Therefore, I had this high and this low, potentially having a higher high or a break of a structure to the downside. Besides that, I was also looking at this smaller range, which was actually the one that I was looking for. We had a low, high, higher low, higher high. Market with this bearish candle made the higher low, and we had a potential bullish rule of the third impulse and potential bearish BOS. Now, understanding this, now we can say, okay, fantastic. We have either a bullish rule of the third impulse or a bearish break of a structure. Now, this is the important part, and here's the catch. For the bullish rule of the third impulse, we had 108 pips of invalidation size, which made it completely valid. I was actually pending and waiting for the price to hit the high and activate my bullish rule of the third. But for the bearish, we had less than 100 pips. We had like 77 pips of invalidation, which made automatically this as a not valid setup because we were below 100 pips. Basically, because of commissions and fees, below 100 pips, the deviation increases a lot. So basically, when it comes to this specific structure, I said, all right, the bullish idea is valid, the bearish is not. Which one goes the market first? Obviously, for the short. Obviously, quote unquote. I mean, it could have gone for the bullish without an issue. Because the market did the bearish idea, I didn't take it because it was too small, like I just said. So market creates now a lower low. Therefore, the range now is different and a little bit bigger. We have this high, low, lower low. So basically, now market creates a second lower low to the downside. And not only that, but also the candle that makes the second lower low creates a pullback with the same wick. Why? Because of the simple rule. If the candle that makes the second lower low closes above the first lower low level, we consider that wick as the pullback. Therefore, we understand that we already have first impulse, first pullback, second impulse, second pullback. Therefore, the rule of the third impulse to the downside is valid. Also, we had the bullish BOS. The same thing as the previous range, all right, that was valid also. So I was in between the bullish BOS or the bearish rule of the third impulse. And eventually, the next candle activates the bearish rule of the third impulse. Now, another catch. One candle confirms the pullback, a different candle gives the entry. This is key. One candle confirms the pullback and a different candle gives the entry. This is the key. All right, for a rule of the third impulse. One candle gives the pullback or confirms that we have a pullback, and a completely different candle activates the entry. So this is valid. Eventually, market went pretty fast. A little bit of drawdown, but eventually hit exit 1 and hit exit 2. So yeah, with this being said, that was the setup of the day for M5R. And now let's go over the swing system. With Bitcoin, we're floating in negative right now, a little bit in negative, like half of the invalidation size. So yeah, let's see what happens with this one. It's being a significant swing already. With the euro, you guys had the opportunity to jump in multiple times. Okay, the euro eventually hit exit yesterday. I've been following up this idea a lot on the YouTube video, so you guys had multiple opportunities, all right, during this last few days. Eventually, yesterday, on Tuesday, when the market melted all the way to the downside, it almost hit the exit and then pulled back to the entry, and not only to the entry, but also even in negative. And then price melted all the way to the downside yesterday, hitting the last exit, giving us a cheeky 1 to 1.17. Not bad. Now with the pound, yesterday we also had this idea. All right, this one was on basically Wednesday, was given yesterday at noon, well, at around 3 p.m. I executed this one on the run, and basically in the 1 hour time frame we had the 1 hour break and close. All right, this candle broke and closed. I didn't check the 1 hour in this one because we broke this down multiple times already, but with this one we had the 1 hour break and close right here. All right, 1 hour candle breaks and closes below the last higher low, and all of this following the 4 hours bias. Higher low, lower high that makes a lower low, pulls back at the 50%, and then boom, the reversal in the 1 hour. That was pretty dope, and it made the trade of the day, giving us a 1 to 1.89. So yeah, with this being said, family, that's pretty much everything for the swing system. We're having a very nice week overall on the month. We're 7R plus in positive. If this one eventually hits invalidation, we will be at plus 6R. But yeah, pretty solid. So with this being said, see you guys on the next videos. All right, enjoy the rest of your day. Remember, on the description of the video, you have the link to my Instagram. You can ask to my DMs if we have available spots for the private group of students. And if we do, you will have access to all my intensive courses with all my strategies explained. You will also have access to all my market ideas through a private app where I send all my ideas in Forex and crypto. And also you will have access to all my live analysis sessions that I do from Monday to Friday in Spanish and English, where I also give all these live setups. We execute, we explain, we manage them live, and also a Q&A for the students that don't have something clear. So with this being said, see you in the next videos, guys, and take care. Let's get it.